All right, Dredge 101, South Padre Island, Texas. I'll explain how Dredge Hopper works. We're currently using one in the Brownsville Ship Channel, the jetties, and the city of South Padre Island, Texas GLO, U.S. Corps of Engineers, or have awarded Weeks Marine the contract to move all of that sand. A total of 400,000 cubic yards will be moved between access 18 and 23, and also the remainder core part of the project will be done at Isla Blanca Park. So right here, my drone just took off from Dolphin Cove Ship Channel, and we're going to fly it over and do a flyover of the Dredge Hopper and explain how this vessel works. So it's right here in the Brownsville Ship Channel, otherwise known as the Brazos-Santiago Pass. And he's currently almost dead center of the channel, and he's currently dredging. So this is a Dredge Hopper vessel, and what he does is he is deepening the channel down to about 52 feet. This is a widely or heavily used shipping lane to the port of Brownsville. So from the mouth of the jetty, Gulf of Mexico, to Brownsville, ship channel 17 miles. At this section right here, it's about a mile wide, and he is currently dredging. If you look slightly to your right, you'll see the Boca Chica jetties, as shown in the video there, with the caption. And on the left will be, obviously, the South Padre Island jetties, which should be coming up right here. South Padre Island jetties. And I'll go ahead and pan to the north. We're panning from east to northeast to straight to north, and you can get a view of the island. By the way, South Padre Island is 34 miles in length from South Padre to the Port Mansfield Cut. That's another channel that was cut. The Brazos Santiago is actually a natural channel, but then we went in, or they went in and widened it and deepened it for vessel traffic. Also, Padre Island itself, the entire island, is the longest barrier island on the planet at 113 miles, in case you didn't know that. So this vessel here will continue to dredge. Once he fills his hopper tank in the vessel will get lower and lower. He'll reach his maximum weight capacity. They'll stop dredging, and then he will head north about 4.5 miles roughly to head over to access 18 through 23. Then after that, when he's done with that piece of the project, then he'll dump the remainder of it at Isla Blanca Park. Offshore, he will connect to a floating pipe, connect to that pipe into that collar, and then the pipe will slowly go down to the seabed floor all the way to the beach. And at the beach, they've got these pumps that help pump it and disperse it, and at the same time, you've got D6 caterpillars that are out there spreading the sand and basically widening the beach, making it wider. So that's what you get when you dredge. We take those beautiful sands and silt and we move them up and put them on the beach and spread them out with the bulldozer caterpillars and other tractors that they have there. So I will have a video here that's coming up shortly by a company that actually makes these dredge vessels, and they will explain how the Dredge Hopper works in a lot more detail with actually animated graphics that'll look really, really nice. So here's a top view of the Dredge Hopper right here, looking straight down in dead center of the channel. Now you notice the water clarity is not very pretty because they're stirring up the bottom, so you can see the silt and the sand right there. And as I pan up on the camera, you should be able to see the Gulf of Mexico, or the entrance to the jetties. You can see all the dark sand, and then you'll see the blue in the background, which is the deeper water in the Gulf of Mexico. So we'll pan to the north here, and we'll go into our video here, instructional video on how these things work, the dredge hoppers.
The trailing suction hopper dredges of Boscalis are ocean-going vessels that can collect sand and silt from the seabed and transport it over large distances. Boscalis deploys trailing suction hopper dredges for the construction and maintenance of ports and waterways, as well as land reclamation and coastal defense and riverbank protection. Trailing suction hopper dredges are equipped with 1 or 2 suction pipes ending in drag heads. When a vessel reaches the dredging location, it reduces speed and lowers the suction pipes to the seabed. The drag head moves slowly over the bed, collecting the sand like a giant vacuum cleaner. The mixture of sand and water is pumped into the hopper of the dredging vessel. Dredging stops when the maximum hopper capacity is reached. The vessel can discharge its load in various ways, depending on the project specifications. The vessel can discharge its load by rainbowing. Rainbowing is used when the vessel can get close to the discharge location and the previously reclaimed sand body is above or almost above the surface. The sand is sprayed through a nozzle in the bow, rainbowing in an arch through the air. Another discharge method consists of pumping the sand ashore by floating or sunken pipelines. This approach is used, for example, in land reclamation or coastal protection projects. The sand is pumped through floating pipelines into the reclamation area. The sand can also be deposited through doors located in the bottom of the vessel. Accuracy is achieved by maneuvering the vessel precisely above the designated location. Boskalis has a large fleet of state-of-the-art trailing suction hopper dredges operating on projects all over the world.
All right, here we are at Beach Access 19 area over by Wanawanas, and we'll fly the drone out to the Dredge Hopper, which is the vessel name is B.E. Lindholm, and it is a trailing suction hopper dredge machine or vessel. There it is right here. We're approximately about 3/4 of a mile out into the Gulf of Mexico, directly east of the Wanawanas Beach 19 area where they're currently dredging it. Right here was June the 25th when this was shot. And there is a name of the vessel that was just put up there, BE space Lindholm. On the bow of the vessel, you can see where he connects to the floating pipe, which then connects to the steel pipe that lays on the ocean floor or Gulf of Mexico floor. There is a yellow buoy there that indicates or helps float that pipe, the floating pipe. And we'll get a view here. I'll go ahead and pan to the northeast a little bit, get a little bit better and closer view of the dredge vessel. Currently it is pumping sand to the beach. So they add water to the sand, create a slurry, and they're able to push it out with hydraulic pumps to shore. And there, once it gets to shore, then it is spread out by the bulldozers. There's that yellow buoy I was telling you about. It indicates where the pipe is on the seabed. So that floating pipe on the right goes down right about there in the center to the pipe on the Gulf of Mexico floor. I'll start panning to the west, and we'll fly the drone back to Beach Access Area 19 and 23. And you can see I'm heading straight over there. Like I said, it is about 3/4 of a mile offshore, and we're coming up on the access. You'll notice when we get closer, the clarity of the water has got some silt and sand mixed because of the dredge. So that's why you've got that one shade there. Here we are, we're beach access 20 area, and you can see the pipe to the right hits the beach, then it goes south. There's a couple of walkovers or crossovers for pedestrians to get to the beach. You can see the beach umbrellas there. Here's a stack of pipes that they use to keep extending it out and going further south. Currently they're going south. Once they get up to beach access 18, then they're going to go north toward 23, from 20 to 23. There are the bulldozers spreading the sand out in front of Wana Wana Beach area. We're actually technically beach access number 19. There it is. It's quite a bit operation. This operation is run non-stop for 60 days. I think the estimated completion date is around July 21st. And there it is. That's a good view of it. It is dark in color, the sand, but once the sun gets on it for a little bit, it will bleach it out back to the normal color that you see in the background. That one tractor on the left here, it's got the big scoop on the front. That's the one that grabs the pipes and moves them around, pushes them into place so they can spread out the sand. So that's beach access 19. We're flying the drone toward beach access 18, and we're getting closer here. We're almost there. You can see that water clarity. See how it's all muddied out? But that'll clear up after a couple days. And right about here is beach access 18 coming up. You can see a few people swimming there, and there's a pipe right there. That pipe will get moved a little further south, and they'll have to close that section of the beach off until they complete it. Here we are back at beach access 19, and I'll pull back on the drone, get a better view of this operation here. There it is, getting in a little bit closer to get you a better view of what it looks like. There you go. And that pretty much is going to be a wrap of this video. What else am I adding here? We've got a little bit more time on this video, but pretty much just showing you everything here on the dredge. Like I said, this is a 60-day project. It runs 24 hours a day, non-stop. They work day and night to get this thing completed. So that's pretty much going to be a wrap on this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and hope you guys got some good information regarding Dredge Hopper 101. And that's going to be a wrap to the next time from Tiki Tommy. Thank you for listening to this video and seeing this video.